All right. Welcome back to Subnautica. Yeah. I'm gonna still run the... No, I'm gonna wait on the ads. I think they'll start automatically anyway. And then it'll just be like 5 minutes of straight ads, which is dumb. I'm still not great at using them. Yeah, there we go. The timeline just updated. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you for joining. We are going to be playing more Subnautica. Last time we found Seamom, and I think I got back to the... No, I'm still in her tank. So what we're going to do is we're going to head up to the surface and make the enzymes. Hopefully there will be a message for the rocket launch plans as well. But for some reason, this game lost a lot of triggers. Like the Aurora never came in, or the Sunbeam never came in. I didn't get an alert for the launch, the rocket pad yet. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen here. We'll give it our best shot, but... the ads are going to start in about 10 seconds, so skip ahead to 5 minutes if you want to dodge this on the YouTube video or VOD. In the meantime, thank you very much for joining if you are watching this on the VOD on Twitch or on YouTube. I appreciate you being here. On YouTube, please subscribe. I could use it if you want. I mainly just post the VODs and occasionally little clips that were taken during the stream. But if you like that, or you don't want to miss out, great way to keep on top of it. Speaking of keeping on top of things, if you're interested, I do have a Discord up and running. It is available as a link both on the Twitch and YouTube bios. You're welcome to join and come on by. If you have suggestions for games I should play, or suggestions for making the stream better, including things like emotes you'd like to see for channel rewards points. I still only have 4 of those, so I've got 46 more slots I can fill, and I have them there for you. So if you're enjoying the streams and you want something interesting to do, feel free to make those suggestions and I'll add them. Let's see, we're still running a subscription goal for Curse of the Golden Idol, 5 subs, and I will pick that up before the Steam sale. It's just there in case you want me to play it earlier. I will probably grab it during the fall Steam sale, so no real pressure on that. It really is just if you'd like to see it sooner. Anything else? We were playing Dave the Diver a little while ago. Really enjoying that game. So many fun mini games in there. It's weird as heck and I love it. And after Subnautica today, we'll be playing more King's Quest, I believe. And if we can finish Subnautica, then we'll have room in the schedule for Abzu, which I picked up the other day. It came on for a really good sale. It was like under $6. So if you're interested in that, I hope you stick around for that as well. Anything else? No, I feel like that's probably it, to be honest. So, if you stayed for this whole pre-ad roll intro thing, thank you for doing so. I really just do it so that the pre-roll ads don't come for an hour after I start the stream. That's why it's been a very static screen right now, just the intro page. I'll start up in about 15 seconds here once the ads are done. I just don't want people who are here live to miss anything. but I do hope you're able to swing by and watch me live soon. I do this for fun. It's great having people to hang out with and just chill, make jokes, make fun of me. And with the ad breaks done, we are back. Thank you very much for joining. Let us continue with our Subnautica. I'm surprised I'm up to 15 hours already, to be honest.
Passing 100
Are they not emotes? I don't know what to call them.
Decreased. Passing 200 meters. Oxygen efficiency.
Do you not have a gas with them gone up? Well, I don't know. It's not exactly like I planned out what I was gonna say. I know. I'll make them eventually, I'm sure. Fursona reveal. There will never be a Fursona reveal because there is no Fursona to speak of. Like, ever. That is not a thing I'm into. Okay, it just kind of looked like it as I was making the logo, okay? It was me. Fucking warpers. Sorry. That caught me off guard. Where is my... There he is. I was right in the middle of my train of thought, and then the warper was like, no, time for you to pay attention to me. Where even is my stuff? It's over this way. This is the island. There we go. But yes, I do not have a Fursona. I just thought the logo looked cool. I was actually in the Chroma Zero Discord the other day, and we were talking about the font choice for a game they saw called Hexray, I think it was. Hexray? And people were having a really hard time making out what the title of the game was. So I chimed in and I'm like, hey man, logos are hard. I couldn't even get the H and the V in mine to be clear, and it's 2 letters. The fact that you can make out as much of that font as you can is very impressive. And then somebody else was like, oh, I didn't even get that that was an H and a V. I thought it was a dumbbell over top of a spaceship. A dumbbell over a spaceship? Come on, man. Also, I'm going the wrong way. I thought so too. I'm glad you appreciate it, Connor. I just wanted it to be, you know, typographical. But, I mean, that's the cool part about interpretation. People are going to see what they want to see. And I'm okay with that. I think it means I did a good job designing it. Because it means that the letters are not at the forefront of people's minds, but they are still possible to interpret. And I think that's cool. Actually, last night, somebody asked me to make a logo or give a logo suggestion for something on Helldivers. And so I spent like 2-3 hours making this logo, and it looks really nice. And then these other people in the Discord are not complaining about it, but they don't like it, and they're making all sorts of unreasonable suggestions about it, not realizing how much work it would take to fix that, or for that matter, how ugly it would look if I did the things they suggested. Yeah. I mean, very much so, yes, but like somebody said, they wanted a transparent skull over top of the logo of Super Earth in the middle of the other design elements. And while I'm sure in his mind that seems like a good idea, the reality of the matter is this is meant to be 800 by 800 pixels. It's basically a profile picture. There is no way that would possibly show up well. And somebody else was like, it reminds me of the Looney Tunes logo. I like it, but I don't want to do it for that reason. And I'm like, then make it yourself. This is the only suggestion that's been put forth, and that's already made. Right? Like, I already gave up 3 hours of time working on that thing. If anybody else wants to do it, they're welcome to. But any more effort from me at this point is going to need to be paid, because I just volunteered this not to get told that I didn't do a good enough job. I'm gonna power. I gotta put these things away. Anyway, mild venting done. I just thought that was an interesting thing. Miscellaneous, here we go. I'll keep some of this water, but I don't need all of it. And you can go in there. So, sea crown. I need eye stalk, mushroom, ghostweed, and bulb. Oh, right. I also wanted to put more energy into this thing. Put these in there. And then 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Oh, I guess I need a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Like, I am not exactly... Sorry, I'm about to go back on that tangent, and I'm not going to do that. It's just on my mind, and I'm fixating on it. So, we're going to put these into the bioreactor. Just so I've got enough power for the base to run. And since I have extra, I'm just going to eat these. Now, last time I did this, I was looking for the ghostweed forever, but this time I think I have a good idea of where they are.
Welcome aboard Power Systems Online.
And they are right over by Commander Keen's life pod. I just need to go a little bit further. So where is he? There we go. I think they're over by U's pod as well. Come to think of it. But I will see about going here first. because this is also where the eye stalks are. It's nice being in the sea moth again. I was hoping for something that would move a little bit faster. I gotta say, I was watching that video yesterday on Outer Wilds, the one that I showed you in chat, Connor. Or I didn't show you a video, but the one that I took that comment from. And after watching other people play it a couple of times now, I was really glad that I had upgraded my graphics card before I sunk into Outer Wilds. Because it's a beautiful game when you can play it on the highest settings. And it's still nice looking when it's on lower graphics, but I'm glad I experienced it as I did. I think all the lighting effects were very pretty, and all of the plants being in their highest details was nice. Yeah. So I was glad that I had done the update first, or done the upgrade first. Not that I had planned specifically for Outer Wilds, I was just glad that it was done, period. But over here? I think maybe over here. Because even in 720, as I'm rewatching on YouTube and on Twitch, everything still looks a lot nicer. Even that fellow we were watching the other night, like his stream quality was chopping because his computer couldn't handle it. Which was surprising to me. I'm so used to running everything on my 1080 Ti still that the fact that I have a pretty decent PC again doesn't even register in my mind. Where is this ghostweed? So it was interesting having something to compare it to. Ghostweed! Where are you, ghostweed? That's not ghostweed. It's around here somewhere, I know it is. This is the right section for it. Oh, there it is. Okay, and where's my ship? Here it is. Oh, actually, that the comment that I showed you last night, Connor, that was taken from the video just prior to the one you showed me when I was trying to do the tubular achievement. I'm not sure if it was you or Whalelord that showed me that one, but it says after like 4 or 5 attempts, he puts the text on the screen. He's like, "Humor quickly begins to fade." And I felt that on a spiritual level, man. That was a very difficult achievement. Alright, I just need the mushrooms, and then I need to go to the Kush zone. Not really. I mean, there was, with that guy that we were watching the other day, there was the fact that the marshmallows were up top that I hadn't seen before. Like they were in the top of the shuttle. I hadn't seen those as supplies. Also, there were a couple of thoughts I had about the different endings. I didn't see any of the DLC ones, but apparently if you're still on the Stranger, it says that you spent a while looking for food before eventually running out of supplies. And there's even a different one for if you're inside the simulation. Which was neat. I haven't tried them, but I heard they are things that exist. Where's the Kush zone? I think it's up there. Hey, Jacob. Welcome back. See, all we had to do was talk about Outer Wilds, and Jacob was summoned. How you doing, friend? I gotta go this way. Pickled jalapeno and relish tuna melt sounds amazing right now. I was actually playing Dave the Diver before this, and I have such a craving for sushi right now. Very nice. See, you tell me you have some sliced turkey on there too, and you have me sold. That sounds like an excellent lunch. But I guess you've got the tuna and relish. Who can have enough protein? I'd still go for the turkey. Where am I? I don't even know where I am. Oh, here I am. Far northeast. I don't really know the difference between general breads. Like, I've made some... I've made a couple different types. So I've used a bread maker to make just like regular dinner loaf bread. And I've made buns by hand to bake in the oven, which is pretty much the same process, just smaller sections. One time I made... what was it? Was it cheese? I made cheese buns one time with bacon bits in them. Those turned out really well. They were a lot of work, but they turned out so well. And then another time I made homemade, I think, Ritz crackers. Like, you know, the cheese crackers? I made those too. Delicious, but honestly probably not worth the work that I put into them. Because you only get a couple for the... wow, it got dark all of a sudden. For the tremendous amount of time you're actually putting in. So there are some things that I'm like, I'd rather just buy these. Or at least that's how I feel. I have not, no. That does sound pretty good, though. Where in the hell have I been going? I gotta go this way so I'm not near... I'm getting by. I had to take a break earlier after Dave the Diver. The coughing is still a little severe today, which is unfortunate, but getting by as best I can. I don't want to rehash too much of what I've already gone over, but also got into a little spat with people who didn't like a logo that I made. Which is cool, but everybody's a critic, that's how it is. Yeah, I think that's a bit for me. Yes, a logo that I made for free. That's just how it is. I get it. It's not fun, but it's reality. Christian's this way, I am right. Good. Let me repair, because I'm going to be going right by Sammy. And I think he'll probably be hungry.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I do have my shock system set up, though, which is good. I'm glad I took the time to make it, but you never know when he'll come out of the darkness and be like, "Hi!" Because that's just the way he is. It's still weird how even though these are the most prolific predator, I treat them more as annoyances than anything now. Whereas the ones that are arguably probably less dangerous... See, I knew he was going to be here. Are the sea dragons that we ran into yesterday. But I don't see them so often, so they're still scary. I don't really know how to interact with them. Let's see, I think this is the last one I needed, right? It's these ones? I think? I'm hoping? Yeah, okay, good. Do you have any plans for today, Jacob? Doing anything fun? Making anything delicious? Doting on the wife more? Nice. How are you liking the combat parts? Because I thought I'd seen videos of, like, tremendously outlandish combat from Death Stranding 2 now. Nice. I'm going to assume that's good. Like I said, I don't think I've actually played a Kojima game aside from Rising Revengeance, which I don't know if that counts. It seems like. I do like that he's very true to his desires, though. Like putting Pekora in the game just because he wanted to. That's cool. Ain't nobody gonna tell him what to do. I do like these specific types of humor too.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Why can't I repair you? Okay, fine, we're just gonna get in. Did you hear the edited parts of the game because playtesters were enjoying themselves too much? I did not hear that, but that's hilarious. Who is Norman Reedus? Is that the main character that you play? Oh, that's almost expired. Okay, we're gonna have to do this here. Ah, fair enough. Where is... Disable this. That is one thing I absolutely regret about not being able to read Japanese, is I can only tell contextually if somebody's mistranslated something. Although, to be fair, sometimes that's enough. Like, a lot of people are complaining about Wukalamat from Final Fantasy XIV, and I can absolutely understand why in the English version. But in Japanese, like, the personality is so different that it actually makes sense. And how the character is treated is so different that it actually makes sense. So it's just weird when people are... when it's the localizer or translator's fault that characters aren't liked. That's frustrating for me. I'm not fond of that. I need to go north. That's fair, but in this case, definitely was the translator's fault. Like, they went out of their way to infantilize Wukalamat in every possible situation they could, for no reason. Just because they felt like it. It had nothing to do with what they were saying, or how the character's relation to them was. Like, for example, in Japanese, when people were talking about her, they'd say things like, you know, Wukalamat is this guy's daughter. But in English, they translated it to, oh, it's his little kitty. Or his kitten. It's like, what? How disrespectful could they be to this person? What the hell? And it was just rife with stupid things like that. Or, there was one character who had a very major part in the storyline for the base game, and they translated every bit of her dialogue to make her as annoying as humanly possible, when she should be saying completely reasonable things. No, it wasn't kodomo, it was musume. Like, literally his daughter. And they're just like, no, it's his kitten. It was so dumb. It was atrocious. It hurt my heart to see how badly the character is getting treated because of how pathetically they translated everything for that character. They intentionally went out of their way to make her annoyingly infantilized. Tremendously shoddy. It is so frustrating. And like, you want to defend her, you want to defend the character, but they made so many bad decisions about the translation and about the voice actors, and just like everything was screwed over for the North American audience. So it's tough to even get people to understand that, like, no, she's not actually that bad. Honest. But what you gonna do? When people don't understand what's being said, they have nothing to compare it to. Unfortunate as that is. Which way am I going? I've gone the wrong way again. It felt like it was actually better in the old days when official translators were competing with fan subbers, because they actually had to have some sort of good quality translation in order to get people to swap over. But now they just do whatever they feel like, and I can understand why there's a push to go to AI translations instead. I won't say which series I worked on, but I was a typesetter for a couple of them as well. When you did it as a passion project, not because you were getting paid, those feel like the good old days. And like I said, because they were passion projects, the translations were usually good. There were explanations in the subtitles for weird concepts, at least on the first playthrough of them, which was also a nice thing that added context to what was being said without ruining the immersion. I mean, even with Go away, you butts. Oh yeah. Well, even one that really annoyed me was, even in terms of translation for manga, I've got a couple of the volumes of Magic Teacher Negima. I've got a couple of the official English translated volumes. And just within the first couple of pages, it's so ridiculous. You've got this 10-year-old kid on the train, and he sneezes, and in the original version and the fan-translated versions, the girls around him are like, "Oh, are you okay, kid? Make sure you don't catch a cold." Like, they're just genuinely showing concern. And then the English version, for whatever reason, when they did the official translation, they add in useless things like saying, "have fun getting off from now on, too." Like, they're making a masturbation joke about a kid. What the hell? Why would you put that in? And why would you force that in the official translation as something so out of place and out of character for the series? It makes me sad. It makes me upset. I don't like that when they do things. People are dumb. Yeah, it was just awful. It wasn't funny. It wasn't interesting. It was literally just put in because they felt like putting it in. And it upset me greatly. That's all I can say about it. It upset me greatly that they did that, because I liked that series. Yeah. There sure are. I haven't watched Lucky Star, but I do believe you. Like, without question, I believe you. Okay, I gotta go this way. Well, there was that push not that long ago, too, for AI translations after the baloney that came out with Dragon Maid. Oh, lovely. I absolutely catch your drift, and I am probably just as annoyed about it as you are, having not watched the series. But yeah, like, I totally get where people are coming from with their incredible frustrations over official versions of translations. If you don't know the language already, it's hard to have a genuine opinion on what's being put in there. And when you do know the language, it's very easy to be frustrated with all their bullcrap. Easy and justifiable in my books. So I still miss the days when it was like, hey, One Piece fan subs had to put in a couple of times that Nakama means friend. Or they do stupid things like all according to Keikaku. Keikaku means plan. There were some silly things in the fan subs too, but I did appreciate that they put those notes in. Especially because I did learn from watching anime, so sometimes those extra notes gave me context that I wouldn't have otherwise had. Not always, but sometimes. Where is it? It's out here. I bet. Mm-hmm. You won't get any arguments from me, man. I do too. It may not be perfect, but it's enough that I can understand. So you and I... Hi, C-Mom. You and I are both of the same opinion here with all of this baloney. Time to hatch the babies! I never noticed they came up to give her a face nuzzle. I'm sorry, Conop.
My young are swimming for the shallows. I thank you. Their freedom is my end. What will it be like, I wonder, to go to sleep and never wake up? Perhaps next we meet, I will be an ocean current, carrying seeds to a new land. Or a creature so small, it sees the gaps between the grains of sand. Farewell, friend.
I see, Mom.
30 seconds.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah, it does kind of ruin some of those scenes. Now, let's finally get these warpers off my ass. Touch the enzyme, child. This one just comes right up to me. Alright, let's get him before I get eaten by a Reaper. Let's see. I think I will probably go back for my... Yeah. Can I get up there still? I think I can. Let's go back for my Cyclops. We shall bring it back to the surface. Oh yeah, she's super dead. I don't think I've ever actually come in here after that. It's kind of sad, to be honest. I like that we're playing both of these in such quick time frame that joke fits. Call Dave, we've got meat for years. Oh man. Conop, you funny boy. I mean, it's probably just tastes like calamari. think I'm going to heal up my thingy, my prawn suit. No, I would not. And that's because I only pay about $300 a month for groceries as a single guy. I don't eat much, I'm on a diet. I mean, I suppose it depends on if I was going to change my diet or not in response to it. Because, oh yeah, for a family, absolutely. Even for a single guy, it would probably be very different for my, if I changed my diet up, right? Like, a steak every night could easily be probably about $360 for the month if you had a steak every night. But, yeah. That's interesting. For a family of 4, that might definitely be worth it. But for a single person, I don't think so. Hi, Sea Dragon. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't bash me. Go away. Nope, I missed. Like, I think my sister's family is her husband, and her 4 kids. So that's like $1,000 a month for 6 people is probably on the cheap side. Yeah. 3 girls and 1 boy. Her 3 girls, yep. Her oldest, I think, is actually... I think she's in her early 20s now? I think she's in her early 20s now. Yes, but also, he always grew up wanting to roughhouse, and his dad would do that with him. So he does the unfortunate brother thing of, like, trying to roughhouse with his sisters, not realizing that that's probably not a great thing to do. Yeah. So, like, I cautioned him against it, but he still does things like he'll give his sister a punch in the arm and be like, there, that'll leave a bruise. It'll be good for you, or something like that. I'm like, bro, no, you can't do that. Oh, probably easily, to be honest. I can't even imagine what their pipes are like for their showers. I can imagine the hairballs in there being so thick. Because I knew a lot of girls that, like, even as teenagers, their hair would just fall out when they combed it. Doesn't matter the age, when you've got long hair, sometimes they just snap out. See, thankfully I don't live with them, so I don't know for sure, but I can imagine it would be a real mess of chaos. It is cool though, they've, two of them have recently gotten into anime. So, the nephew and one of my nieces. Which means I can finally share with them all of the cool things that have built up. I couldn't influence them growing up, otherwise it would just be Uncle Hero's weird hobby. But since they got into it naturally, now we just share an interest, and I can show them all the cool things that they missed. So that's been fun. Oh, it's been a blast, man. Like, I got my nephew through season 1 of Konosuba. That was interesting. And... no, they can discover that one on their own. But, like, I've got my nephew watching Gurren Lagann. That's one that he and I are watching together. And he and I and his sister are watching... what is it?
Engine powering up.
We're watching That Time I Was Reincarnated as a Slime together. That's one for all three of us when we're all together. How's my power doing? 81%. These guys are definitely still stuck on and draining power out of it. That's fair. That's fair. See, I didn't get to grow up with it per se. The one that I watched the most as a kid was Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon was the one that got me interested.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Sailor Moon and actually, as I was a teenager, Naruto was just becoming a thing. So I watched that too as well. And I guess One Piece. One Piece was actually brought there really early. Back when it was still 4Kids on Fox. I don't know if you guys ever watched the 4Kids intro, but they gave One Piece like this random rap opening. And I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty catchy. Haruhi was a good one. That was towards the end of my high school days, or just after. I actually have 4 DVDs, so I think I have the full series up on my wall here. See, Dragon Ball was big too, but it wasn't big for me. Like I didn't really watch Dragon Ball. I did try getting into the manga later on, but it wasn't really my thing. I don't know why. I found it hard to get into. I know a lot of people just love it, but it was a hard sell for me. And slightly different from the hard sell of, like... Yeah, that's what I hear. I hear it is huge in Mexico. I mean, that's cool that an entire culture latched onto it, though. And I will take your word for that, Jacob. I might even look that up later, because I am curious about it. Oh, hold on. I forgot. We still need to do this. You said... What was the name you wanted to give the submarine, Jacob? The Cyclops? I remember the base color you wanted to give it, but... One-eyed snake, right, okay. One-eyed snake. Just like that, or do you want the spelling changed? Put dashes in it or something. Okie dokie. Base pink. How pink do you want it? Name can be white. That one's easy. We're in a safe spot to actually do this right now, so we're just gonna take care of it while I can. This is kind of purpley, so that's the wrong color. Okay, okay. Probably like up here-ish then would be the most likely. God damn it. That's still very purple. Which is weird, because I did say... You know what, let's try just a vehemently different color to see if I'm doing that right. Yeah, it is. Okay. And that color worked fine. So let's go over here again. Up into the pink. Let's maybe have it up there-ish. And then we'll see, maybe I need to drain some color out. Yeah, see, that's still so purple. And I don't understand why. Let's maybe do that. Let's see if that helps. That's still very purple. It's more like lilac-y now. And I'm not crazy, like you can see that's not the color I'm picking. Let's try going full red. We'll see how that works. I can't just activate a camera, okay? Okay, so red works. Yeah, but like that was not the same color of filtration. It shouldn't be that purple, I don't think. Well, let's get back up to the surface then. We'll see if it changes. Absolutely, yeah. You get to name it. Okay, I see what you're getting at. Unit 1. Right about there. And the stripes for big green. Big green. I shall get out of the fucking robot, Shinji. There. How do you like it? Alright. Unit 1 it is. For some reason, it just didn't want to let me make my Cyclops a dick. And you saw me trying. I was picking the right colors. Just for whatever reason, it's like, no, you don't get that color. Let me see. Maybe I have the stuff for a radio down here. I think I do, actually, because a radio should just be one piece of copper and one piece of titanium. Do I have copper, though? Kinda don't think I do. Oh, yeah. I haven't heard anything about it yet, unfortunately.
This is Altera HQ.
There we
This may be
go.
the only communications window. We can't send a rescue ship all the way out there, so Aurora, you're just gonna have to meet us halfway. We've uploaded blueprints to the ship's computer.
Sandwich run, you in?
Yeah, give me a second. Black box data shows the high security terminal in the captain's quarters is still functional.
Becky's leaving like in 5 minutes.
All right, tell Becky I'll just take the regular.
The regular.
Yeah, she'll know what I mean. The code should
And
be...
if she doesn't,
Just tell her the regular, dude.
okay.
The
If
code...
I say regular, and she's like, what's the regular? I come all the way back up here.
The code should be 2679. The regular's just a ham and cheese.
Okay, would you just say ham and cheese?
Ham and cheese!
Okay.
I don't know why, but that discussion feels like Bob's Burgers conversation. I don't know, Bob. I just wanted a regular sandwich, Bob. No, Teddy, you can't have a regular sandwich. You need to have a ham and cheese. That's what I said. It's a regular sandwich, Bob. Why do you gotta hassle me like this? I'm so mad at you right now. I just wanted a regular. I sounded like Bob? Acting. You know, I haven't actually seen a single episode of Bob's Burgers, just clips off of YouTube. So I'm glad that the impression was not awful. Man, Bob's Burgers got cameos in everything.
This biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains.
There's another radio message. And I mean, Bob's Burgers has literally had a cameo in everything. Or maybe the opposite, where everything has had a cameo in Bob's Burgers. Like, I know they did Family Guy and Simpsons and Archer. And I think there's been a couple others too. How do I get out of here? Where even am I? Oh, I'm down here. Okay. So if I turn right, those are my ways out. Also, if anybody's watching this on the VOD and is disappointed that I have a map mod installed, I have beaten this game many times. I just didn't want to remember the landmarks. I've just taken the easy route this time. I think a map that I have to discover on my own is a very reasonable thing to have. It's not as though the whole thing is revealed from the start. I've had to be there. Oh. Well, hi. These things are so gross, man. The little energy leeches are just the weirdest things. He's not cleaning my ship, he's draining the electricity from it.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
If he wants to use my electricity, he can pay rent. You're charging me money for what? He's eating my electricity. He's using it up. He's not giving it to me. I am going the right way, yes, I think. Where am I? Nope, I went the wrong way. But I think I can still get out of here. I think. There should still be a way up, just a tighter way up. Hello, Mr. Crab Squid. Go away. Yeah, okay, good. We are back in the Bloodkill Reef. Crab squids are so annoying. Whoop. Don't hit the walls. I will say this is much less scary when the warpers aren't trying to kill me. It makes it so much easier to handle when I'm not fearing that they're going to suck me out of my ship for no reason. Oh, I forgot this one was here. I don't think I've seen it before. Let's do a little exploration. Oh, I'm really close to the dunes, aren't I? Ooh, I am. I don't like that. Maybe I should leave. Yeah, let's get out of here. I don't like this. That's not being a coward, that's being smart. Yaha! What am I even caught on? There we go. Okay. Oh man! The blue down there really was interfering with the color. This thing looks pink now. Honestly, I haven't played a Metroid game since Echoes.
This ecological biome Matches 7 of the 9 preconditions for stimulating terror in humans.
You don't say. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be interested in Metroid Prime 4 anymore. Because didn't they say that for some reason Samus is the Metroid Prime? For whatever reason? That seemed like a very odd plot twist to me. Okay, that's better. Let me know if they did, if you find out, because I was thrown off by that. That was weird. She looks like a human, but really she's a squid jellyfish in disguise for no reason. Like, what a weird thing to say. There are a lot of things I can overlook, but telling me that the humanoid Samus Aran is a jellyfish that sucks on energy is just weird. That doesn't make any sense at all. Alright, no worries, gone up. I will try and avoid talking to you so you don't have to type while you're eating. Although, truthfully, I am pretty hungry myself. I have been thinking about sushi since Dave the Diver. So for like 2 hours now. I should not go that way. That is the worst. I do have one in a mall not too far from me, but poke is not my favorite. I say I want sushi, but really I go for the California rolls. I think I just like the rice and seaweed combination. I have to be really careful when it comes to actually eating fish because of my shrimp allergy. I never know if I'm going to be allergic to something else. Which I don't know if I've told you guys, but is very dumb for me specifically because I am like half Portuguese. Yeah, I think I'm half Portuguese. So fish should be a major part of my diet. And the fact that it's not is weird. But I'd rather not die putting that to the test, to be honest. I don't care enough about Pokeballs and sushi to give it a shot. Oh right, I was going to adjust the colors of the submarine before we go off anywhere. Oh no, that's still pretty close to Unit 1 colors, isn't it? Maybe a little pinker than I thought. Yeah. Let's go fix that. Interestingly, I don't think I've actually... Well, I mean, that depends. By Portuguese sausage, do you mean chouriço? Because if it's chouriço, then yes. think about there will probably do it. Or as, you know, the general American calls it, chorizo. That looks about the right color. Yeah, that looks right. That looks better. Oh, linguine, or linguica. I don't think I've had that one. No. My dad always liked chorizo. So that's what we had here, and I was never a fan of it. It was always kind of fatty, and I'm not a huge fan of the meat fats. Which I know is weird, but, like, for example, yeah. And that's pretty common for them, and I just don't like that. Like, when my dad would cook steak, I always asked for mine to be, like, black as night and dry as bone. So I actually far prefer eating jerky to actually having a juicy steak. Oh, you know what? I better... And I think, and this may be a weird thing to say, but I think that's actually because my dad and I have the Portuguese genes that make us produce a lot of saliva. So if I'm not careful when I'm eating, the texture of things goes really, really gross. So for me, the drier foods are very nice things to have. And I vastly prefer it over some of the foods they've got over there. Oh yeah, I really like rice. I gotta go up. Rice and breads and all kinds of things. Equipment, here we go. This one. I think the most surprising thing that I did enjoy eating was mussels. When I was in Portugal with my parents as a teenager, we got invited to someone's house for dinner once, and they had stuffed mussels, and they were so tasty. I was shocked at how much I liked them. I think it was mussels and not clams. Yeah, it was mussels. It was the first time I've had them, and they were just so good. I think I ate like 8 or 12 of them. Granted, I was a growing boy. I could do that at the time and not put on 30 pounds. And that's definitely better of the foods that are available in Portugal. Like, some of the grosser things I remember are my grandmother used to cook chicken soup. Oh yeah, those were the days. But my grandma used to cook chicken soup, I guess, for my sister. And they'd use all the parts of the chicken, including the beak and the claws and things. And so once my sister saw that, she pretty well stopped wanting to eat my grandmother's food. Which I can't say I blame her. That's, for North Americans, that's very unusual to see those parts used. Not so much to use them, because I know they're part of the broth. But, maybe it wasn't just that they were part of the broth, but that she actually put them into the food as well. I don't remember. I don't know if beaks become edible if they're cooked. Mm-hmm. What, were you watching the Dave the Diver playthrough that we were doing, Jacob? I don't know if you went back and watched some of the earlier episodes, but one of the first like plot story points about the chef is that he got fired from his job at a fancy restaurant because he tried to feed a celebrity that would review food a whole roasted shark head. And he's like, but it's so good, you just have to try it. And the visuals by themselves were enough to completely turn her off. And that's fair, in my opinion. Like, I don't think I could eat meat from a cheese or from a pork head either, even though I know some people will do that. Just in my opinion, those parts are best left for the dogs and the animals. They don't have to be picky. They get fed whatever they will eat. So I've heard. I don't know that I've tried it or that I would. I don't think I could get past that visually. This way? Drive room, no. Seamoth Bay, no. This way. I don't know that I can consider that a fun surprise. I am an unfortunately picky eater. And even trying not to be, I'm still a picky eater. Like, I remember at a job I had a couple of years ago, I think it is, to be honest. I was just going to say, at a job I had a couple of years ago, the guys all went out for Brazilian barbecue, where they bring out the skewers of meat to you and you just get to have whatever you want. And I tried lamb. I think it was the second time I tried it, and as much as I really tried to eat it, I almost gagged just trying to get it down my throat. Or I was gagging on it, but I'm surprised I didn't lose it. And I was an adult, it wasn't that long ago, and I tried really hard. I had to force myself to eat it by shoving it between rice in order to swallow it. So it may in fact be a texture thing as a result of the excess saliva. Again, I am sorry if people didn't want to hear that, just realistically that is the case, I think. 2679. Why am I sliding off? 269. It's the same way when it comes to stroganoff for me.
Integrating new PDA data.
beef stroganoff is just something I can't really get. Ew. Yeah, that doesn't sound pleasant. Yeah. I think depending on what it looked like, I would have tried it, but I don't know that I would have been able to eat it. I question whether I'd be able to have takoyaki because I've never tried it before, but I think I would try it at least. For those of you on YouTube, Jacob says he'll post it on Discord later. Oh, VOD people, join Discord. Thank you for the tout. I appreciate that. Although I do think half of that is still that you just want me to get those 10 average viewers, so I'll play Red Plague. I don't want to do that. I don't know why I agreed to it. See, here's the thing. Yeah, I can watch... Sometimes I can watch games that I know are jump scare games, but in order to do it, I watch it on YouTube, and it's like a windowed version, so it's not taking up my full screen. I can still look around and reinforce to myself that it's not going to be super freaking scary. I don't know how I would handle with trying that myself in full screen. I feel like I will cry.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Which might be interesting for you, I don't know. There's gonna be a lot more panicking and coughing and breaks needed, for sure. I gotta go disable the cannon, I forgot about that. Yeah. Did you ever get a chance to look up that mod I was telling you about with the Cthulhu thing? Because I haven't found it again yet, but it was so unusually unnerving and interesting that I wanted to share it. Oh, so I don't know what the mod was called. I saw it years back. But what happens is after the aurora explodes, the concept is that Cthulhu exists in the void. So he's been slumbering and the explosion of the aurora wakes him up. So you see these 3 giant tentacles pop out from the void and wrap around the aurora. And like, the aurora is this ship over here that we were just in. So the tentacles just come and like bind it in place, and then you hear this possibly telepathic or possibly just rumbling through the ocean voice talking about how even in my slumber I see you. And it's like, I don't like this, go away. I have a very weird relationship with the unusual things. I don't like them, but I find them interesting. Although, to be fair, I've been like that for a long time, not just about, like, Cthulhu-esque things or horror, but the fact that a lot of the monsters that we create in our minds for historical purposes, you know, things like werewolves or vampires.
This structure is composed of a metal alloy with unprecedented integrity. No match is found in database. Performing structural analysis.
Sorry, let me get this one too, just so it's out of the way.
Unknown language. Attempting translation.
Okay. But one of the things that I do like about it is that...
Your best probability of interfacing
Would you
with
shut
facility
up,
is
lady?
achieved by accessing the control room in the lower section.
So one of the things that I find interesting about things like vampires and werewolves and all those older stories are that they weren't actually meant to be superstitions and demons about the supernatural, but they were just folktales retelling how to deal with certain things.
Unknown language. Attempting translation.
Like, for example, the concept of werewolves being vulnerable to silver. Silver being an antibacterial agent. If you felt that someone was infected by something or was possessed by a demon because you didn't have doctors around, put silver on it. And garlic also being one of those things that's a strong antibacterial agent. It wards off vampires, so eat your garlic to keep the vampires away. And anytime they saw something suspicious or unusual, they'd start using these folk remedies that have all of these good properties for your health. And I think that's just tremendously cool that monsters came about from the stories of passing on folk knowledge. Same thing with like the Wendigo, which eat silver dollars and rub garlic on your face. Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Scans indicate the facility's control room lies beyond the
Oh, I need
doorway.
another purple tablet, that's right. But like Wendigos are an interesting one to me too, because they were supposed to be the creatures in the mountains that ate humans. And I can't say this for absolute certainty, but my personal thoughts on it are that it's a creature that was created during times of famine and extreme hardship, where people were cannibalizing each other to survive. And so in order to redirect those fears, they created the thought of this creature that would eat people instead, so that you didn't have to think about the results of what you were doing in order to stay alive. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. All of these interesting and unusual things that we figured out and that we continue doing without knowing why for a long time. But that's why I think those stories of monsters are cool, because it's passing on all the folk knowledge, and because it comes along with the fear of these creatures, it makes people do it more actively.
Cannot ascertain whether their purpose is aesthetic or functional. Further data required.
So I just think that's neat. It would have been a lot easier to discuss if PDA lady would shut up every once in a while, but no. I need a purple tablet, which is a diamond and an 2 diamonds and an iron cube. That's very true. Personal doesn't shut up assistant indeed. I like your naming sense, Jacob. You know how it be. Do I have any water? don't. I get the feeling a lot of people don't realize they can eat those seeds. But because I spend too much time doing these runs where they're pseudo-hardcore, I learn all the random tricks like that. Let's see, I gotta find some shale. I think there's a large repository of it somewhere in here. Maybe it was further up? Oops, not that one. It might have been further up, that's the thing. Okay, well let's get back up then. I don't really want to go out where the Reaper Leviathan is anyway. I can hear him screaming at me from here. Where are you? I like how when you're running on land using this as a light, you just kind of rock it back and forth sassily. Left, right, left, right, left. There's some. Gold. Don't need gold, but I'll take it anyway. There's a way higher up, too. Where's the other entrance? No. Is there not another entrance? There's just a ramp up? Forgotten. Or maybe it's over there, that's why. Maybe? Nope. Okay, well, I'll just go somewhere where I have a base that I can scan for that stuff. It's not like I have a crafter over here anyway. Actually, maybe there are some just on the mountainside here. Shiny! Wow, that was pretty. Sandstone. Huh. I thought there was supposed to be some out here. No, fair enough. I'll be honest, I was quiet during that section because
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I know better than to go free diving around where that Reaper is, but I did it anyway. It's not my smartest idea, but then again, who said I was smart? Alright, you know what, I have to gather stuff anyway because I need to start building this platform. This launch platform, so why don't I have a look at what's required for that first. Here we go. 4 lead, 2 titanium ingots, and a computer chip. Okay. Computer chip will be copper wire, table coral, and gold, I'm pretty sure. Which I should have all of at the base. Which means it's mainly just the titanium that I'm after, and the lead. Where am I going? This way. Towards the late game, there are so many beacons and signals and things all over the place that I get lost super easily. Yeah, I can go up here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Fragments, metal salvage. Let's go for the sandstone chunks.
All systems online.
This is going to be a lot of just resource gathering. Silver. Where is the entrance there? Oops. There is a mod that I like using that I haven't for a very long time. I don't know if it even works anymore, but it was a cool one that lets you grow resources. So it wasn't an easy product, but it could like soak up resources from the water like plants. It made a lot of things very easy. Or a lot easier, especially if you wanted to do funny things like create multiple copies of the prawn suit or subs. Because when you have to go searching, it can take a very long time to accomplish those goals. Which both gives them meaning, I understand, but also can be very frustrating. So it was nice having that around, especially when I wanted to make lots of copies. Welcome back, Conop. How was lunch? Or dinner, I'm not really sure. How was it? Eggs and toast? Okay, okay. What kind of stew are you making for dinner anyway? You said you were going to make the stew, but I don't know what's in it. And I don't know why I'm tormenting myself by asking that question, but, you know, I'll ask it anyway. I need metal salvage. Into the miscellaneous here. And I need titanium, lots of titanium. Seared beef, sauteed onions and garlic. Nice. That sounds very good. 2. 4. Is it going to be the milk, or the stew with milk in it kind, or just vegetable stew? My mom used to make this one kind of stew with a really unusual lentil in it. I don't even remember what it was. I remember liking it, but it was like this really small, round, almost chickpea texture thing. And I remember there were beans and something else in it too. I remember liking it, but I don't know the ingredients. Do I have diamonds? I do. Okay, we're just gonna make this now then. There we go, purple tablet. I'm gonna put this away too, because I won't need it anymore. And then I need some table coral. Table coral, where are you? There we go. 1, 2. And let's see. 2 gold. Oh no, the computer chip. If I made it for someone else, I'd add more veggies and better quality meat. But since it's just for me, I pretty much just use it as a red sauce to make simple dishes delicious. That's fair. That's really fair, actually. Makes something you prepare in 5 minutes taste like a top-tier meal. That's a very good point. One of the things that I make just for myself is a variation of a cheap Korean dish, where you just put the like leftover rice into soup and then you heat that up for soup stock. So I could see how that would be absolutely amazing tasting. Makes for a good quick meal. It's not something I'd serve guests, but for myself, yeah, it's nice. And I could see your delicious sounding red sauce being just an amazing addition to that. Oh, you want to know something interesting about this thing? The mobile vehicle bay? Most people, I think, don't even realize this, but it actually has a battery in it that can run out. I don't even remember how to get it out anymore, but it does actually have a battery that uses up charge. One time when I was early on... Yeah. One time early on when I was first playing the game... I was creating just like everything and a lot of everything, and I actually ran out of power once. It's not easy to find where that is, but it is neat. It's a little detail that they don't really throw in there often. Alright. Plasteel ingot, copper wire lubricant. Ah, I'm out of lithium. I think. That's okay. I can get more from the cave. That's fine. Actually, I might have some in here. Table coral. I'll take the lubricant now. No, I must have burned through it all on upgrades. Oh, that's frustrating. Oh well, that's fine. We are in the final steps of getting this done, so it's not the worst thing that could happen. I am going to grab some more batteries, though.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yep. You know, if you put the leftover rice into a pan with coconut oil, that's actually the best way to start off making stir-fried rice. Or egg-fried rice, depending on what you want to put in it. I do it differently than most people would. I don't cook the eggs separately and add it after. I crack the eggs in after the rice is already heated so that it starts soaking in and gives the rice kind of a creamy texture too. It cooks very well, but it is different, to be sure. I used to make that when I'd have people over, just a bunch of egg fried rice. What was I even doing here? I don't remember what I came to this for. Oh, right, I didn't need to be here. It was the batteries I was looking for. There we go. I want to get an air fryer too, but I still need to do a little bit more research into which the good ones will be. I know apparently for some of the cheap ones especially, the coating that they use for the metal inside where the food sits is carcinogenic. So you have to get one without this certain type of coating that I don't remember exactly what it is. Get back here with that. I mean, it seems like a good idea. It's one of those things that I am concerned enough about it that if I go looking for an air fryer, I will do more research on it. But I've had lots of people... I have a weird relationship with information like that. Because in my books, it's like, okay, you tell me that I shouldn't eat this or I shouldn't cook this a certain way because it's bad for me. But can you tell me why it would be bad for me? And what the basic process that makes it bad for me is? Because if you don't know well enough to explain it, then you don't know enough to care about it too. That's kind of my take on it. Like, if you can't be bothered to learn why it's bad, then why should I care about it? It's just hearsay at that point. The same way that I think I would be skeptical of people that say MSG is bad for you. Because everybody for years thought MSG was so bad for you. Yeah. I'm just saying, you know, like, I am telling you that I have heard that there are carcinogens in there, and that I am going to look it up more before I start actively talking about it. So it's not that I don't care enough to learn, it's just that I haven't needed to learn quite yet. But I absolutely will when it's relevant to look it up. And I think that's an important distinction to make because, like I said with the MSG example, everybody was on a kick of, oh, MSG is so bad for you, you shouldn't eat it. And then it turns out that the only reason that information started spreading was because some reviewer got a headache after eating Chinese food. And so he's like, no, it's bad for you, you shouldn't have it. And everybody picked up on that for no apparent reason. Where's my sea moth? Over here. And I don't want to contribute to that. I do not like that part of humanity where we just rumor monger
All
without reason.
systems online.
Okay, I gotta get some lithium, which means I'll need to search for shale.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Not those. Sandstone. Not sandstone. Shale. There we go. And I think the closest shale was actually on the other side of the cave. So when it starts to tell me, I should be closer to it, I think. Yeah, hush up, Mr. Squid Snake thing. Where's my way out? There we go. I knew there was an exit somewhere. Yay! The most common one from shale. Gold. Not what I needed. Oops. I should probably repair this sub before I need to make a new one. We're just gonna get out and do that now, actually. And then, is that one down here? That might be down here. Nope. We're gonna go back up and look elsewhere. I cannot stop crashing into things, and I'm doing so much damage to this Seamoth. Like, this is ridiculous. 13% from one hit. Well, this would be why I couldn't get to them from the cave. think I'll probably need somewhere between 6 and 8 of these. 6 and 8 lithium. I'm not sure exactly how many plasteel ingots I'm going to need. I should. I've built this rocket enough times. I just don't. It is my bad habit to not memorize the late game stuff. I should probably get some oxygen too. I am kind of running out. A little bit. Yeah, it should go up now.
30 seconds.
Go. And I've got how many? Just 4 right now. Okay, gotta get some more. Thank goodness they gave us a scanner room, to be honest. Some of these things are so damn hard to see. There must be a cave in there. That's enough for 3 plasteel. That should be good for now. If I need to get more later, I'll come back for more later. Thankfully, I am not that far away. And I do think we can probably finish this up within an hour now. Which will be good, because that'll free up one of the current game slots. I am really wanting to jump into Abzu. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Where is my base? I don't know. There it is. That does mean that this is going to have been another 3-hour Subnautica session, but I mean most of it is just resource gathering time. We have done all of the exploration things. Steel. And... oh, I'm out of copper. Dang it. Okay, diamonds go in here. Gold goes here. Ruby goes here. Should probably eat 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this way, because I gotta find some more sandstone? Limestone. Because of course I am short on copper. Shale, so much shale out there, holy cow. One copper. There we go. Jerk. You know, they're called crash fish, but if one kills you at a very bad time, it could easily turn into a crash out fish instead. There we go. That's my second copper. Here we go. And with this, we shall go make the second stage of the rocket. Or I guess first stage of the rocket, second stage of building it. Dolphin jump! Whee! Oh, I missed. Shut up, you didn't see that. Plus steel, I think I have enough nickel. Let's check in here real quick.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
I don't have enough nickel. No! Okay. What's it gonna take to make my tier 3 Seamoth? Plasteel and 3 rubies. That's too much. I'm not gonna do that. Do I have any more rubies in here though? I thought I might have. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okie dokie. I know I have one because I just got one. Good. I can make these easily then. I just need 2 gel sacks. to... Is it a regular wiring kit? Yes, it is. I have lots of silver. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make the plasteel ingot. And I only need one nickel, so we're going to just take the prawn suit down there and leave it down there. Because I do have the moon pool down at the bottom.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Shale chunks are over here. Actually, I didn't really think about how I'm going to get back out from the Lost River if I do that. So this might not be my best idea. This way. I can leave it down there, but I do need to bring it back to the bottom of the trench at least. Whee! At least down is easy. Up is less so. And still so much nicer not having to worry about warpers taking me out of here. Ooh. Genuinely, it is a huge relief not having to worry about the warpers. Nope, not in there. Where the heck is the entrance to the Lost River? I thought I was there. Oh, a little further down, that's why. Here we are. Oh. I forgot this was even an entrance. Why do you have to give me this tense music, game? The heartbeat sound is still terrifying. It's titanium. I don't need the titanium. Oh, well, thank you, Brainer. Also, hello, thank you for joining. I shall check the funny soon enough. You missed me bitching to chat earlier about the, about the people complaining about the logo I made. How you doing? I was involved in it? Okay. Uh-oh. Sorry, hold on. It looks like... severe thunderstorm warning again. Tracking a severe thunderstorm capable of producing strong wind gusts, P to dime-size hail, and heavy rain. Yeah, we've been having a couple of pretty bad storms lately. I think this is the third one in about a week. Ah, that's fine. Well, I'm glad you're getting used to the routine of school again. Hopefully everything's going well in that regard. Well, that's good. Because it's mostly online classes, right? Like, you're not having to go in. You can just catch up on coursework as you need. Oh, well, that's good. Fair enough. I'm glad you finished your logo, though. That was the one for red, right? It seemed like he was getting on your case about it. Here's Nickel. Cool, cool. Honestly, I don't even know how I ended up in that inner circle to begin with. You guys just kind of threw me in there when we were playing together one time, and then I never had those permissions revoked. That's fair. Oh, I mean, Red seems to be okay with me having them. I just don't really know how. It's not like I'm super involved with the server. Really, the only reason I even did that logo that or that he posted up there was because he specifically asked me for suggestions. Yeah. So, correction, it's not that I don't think he cares, it's just for some reason he is on board with it. Like, he even made that post, where he's like, yeah, I want you three, myself included, to be ambassadors for the server, and to let me know if any weird shit goes on. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even in the server, really. Alright, no worries, man. Thanks for stopping by. I hope your assignment goes well, and I will talk to you later. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did as well. I'm okay with it, it was surprising, is what I was getting at. Anyway, go do your assignment. Stop getting ahead of yourself with the Subnautica content. Oh, yeah. Hey, man, as long as we're having fun, it's all good. How deep am I? 406 meters? Yeah, I can make it. Oh, crap. I could make it, but I forgot my nickel that I just painstakingly went down to get. Which was very silly of me. Whoa! What the... It wasn't the fact that it was a biter or that I took damage. It was the fact that just before that happened, I don't know if you heard, there was that very scary little sound that I hadn't really heard before, and then the bite happened. So I was already unnerved, and then just all of a sudden took damage. I hate this game sometimes. Gonna make me cry, man. Subnautica makes me its bitch. Okay, we're a little higher up now. That's good enough. Let me just check the map again, see which way I have to go. East, northeast. Okay, so I think it's this way. God damn, that was embarrassing. This way. Shut up. I'm glad you're entertained, because I freaked the hell out, and now I'm still kind of stressed. Here's the thing, though. I'm glad you guys are here, because if I had that happen and I was playing by myself, I'd have just been upset at myself for getting jump scared by it. Having you guys here breaks that tension. That was so dumb. A biter. It didn't even do like a discernible sliver of damage to me. I just freaked out from the context of it. Goodness gracious me. All right. Stage 1 built. Oh, I don't have enough sulfur. Okay, well, you know what? I was planning on finishing this up today, but unfortunately, with the thunderstorm coming and my not having enough reserves ready, we're going to have to put it off until probably tomorrow. And depending on if the storm picks up or not, and how long it lasts, I may not be back for King's Quest today. But if not, as always, we will pick up tomorrow. Thank you very much for hanging around to watch. I always appreciate your company. It's great having you guys here. Yes, recover from little fishy jump scare. Alright, I'll catch you next time. Save on camera, we're good.